This is lesson 2, the navigation and user interface within the Geomagic for SOLIDWORKS plugin. If we have already enabled a plugin inside of the software, we can use the tools, but if I start a new part file here with no scan data, no CAD, anything, I can see that I don't really have too many options. So what we should do is open an existing document that has had some modeling performed in it already. So I'm going to find file number 2, the user interface and navigation file, and open that up inside of SOLIDWORKS. You'll see some CAD appear and then also some colorful scan data. Now, navigation inside of the plugin is the exact same as what you're used to inside of SOLIDWORKS. Whatever you have your navigation set up as, this will work. So traditionally, the center mouse button will let you rotate. It'll also let you push and pull the model towards you. If you use the control key while you hold down the scroll wheel button, you can pan the object around on the screen. Same thing with clicking and dragging the right mouse button into different positions will give you the various default views. And then of course the ribbon bar at the top here allows you to choose from those views as well. And of course it'll allow you to do a normal to certain faces. The appearance of the CAD model can be controlled with the scene and appearance buttons the same way that you would do any other model inside of SOLIDWORKS. We do have the option of interacting with our scan data in slightly different ways than the CAD model. All of those tools are controlled with the show option here on the Geomagic for SOLIDWORKS ribbon. But since I have the CAD and the scan data overlaid, what I'd like to do is I'd like to hide my CAD model the same way that you're typically used to doing it inside of SOLIDWORKS. I can right-click the folder in my history tree here and use the hide icon to remove visibility of that. So right now I've got a mesh shown. I know that because my mesh here has a blue triangle next to it. This indicates that it is visible. I can use the same technique to hide that object, and I can also show one or more of these point clouds here by using their show icon. This is my raw data. This is the final data that I ended up with. The visibility of this mesh can be controlled using the show options here. I can turn off the region colors just to see the mesh below, and what I'll notice is that I can see nice blue colors on one side, and if I rotate the object around to the back side, since I didn't get a 360-degree scan of this part, I can see the back face of my mesh triangles. That's going to be colored in a separate color like this yellow here. I can also choose to highlight the boundaries. This is the edge of my scan data. So if I have any holes or any areas that I missed, I'm going to get that green color indicating where those holes are. I can also choose to show the individual triangular edges in my mesh. I can see the density of the scan data, and I can kind of see how regular it is as well. If I turn both of those options off and use this object color, I'm able to see a single color attached to every different scan. It's not really useful on this one mesh that I have, but if I hide it and show one or more of these point clouds, I can see that they have different colors attached. If I add more scans to be visible, I can see that each individual one of these scans is colored separately. If I turn off the object colors, they're all homogeneous. Point clouds are always going to be shown in a green color with a darker or a different colored background, and meshes are going to be shown in that blue color. CAD, of course, is going to be silver. We'll talk about that a little bit more in the next lesson. When I have scan data inside of the plugin, SOLIDWORKS groups it into the solid bodies folder in the history tree. I've actually grouped all of these scans here, these point clouds, into a new subfolder, so you can create different groups inside of the history tree. The plugin is intelligent enough to know that I'm not able to work with data that I don't have. Currently, my mesh here is disabled with visibility, so all I have the option of doing is using my point cloud manipulation tools in the point clouds group. If I hide all of my point clouds and show my mesh, I can see that now my mesh tools are enabled and all of my modeling. Pretty much no modeling can be done with a point cloud. We need to go through the process of converting that point cloud to a mesh. We'll talk about file types in the next lesson here.